Climate change is real. Climate change is urgent. Climate change is also profitable to fix. So why are we seemingly stuck in this perpetual state of crisis? 66 years separated humanity's first flight and the moon landing. Shouldn't we accelerate our response to climate change? Shouldn't we be having all kinds of green energy, smart urban infrastructure, resilient food systems, protected natural assets? Katapult says yes. There's a gap in the financing system, and we address this by accelerating in and investing in the most promising climate startups. Well, that's because we want to build a world in which all humans can thrive. We believe in capital and business solving the world's grand challenges. And that's why we steward exponential technologies to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. We put this vision to work by accelerating and investing in the most promising early stage startups addressing climate change. Since 2017, we've invested in 178 companies across 47 countries and 12 funds, making Katapult one of the world's most experienced seed stage climate investors. And today we have the privilege of presenting to you our 13 most recent climate investments, from rock-based carbon capture to AI-enabled materials discovery. These are our bets on a greener future. You'll hear all of them pitch, and you'll also get to meet them later on AirMeet, the platform. But first, let me introduce you to the Katapult team that make this all possible. Come join us for that.
Nina, welcome. You've been here since 2017, and by here I mean you've been at Katapult since the start. At that time, I don't think climate tech or impact investments was as mainstream as it is now. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would agree to that. When we started off in 2017 with our first batch of investments, our first accelerator program, we were also one of the first movers globally within the impact investment space. And impact investments at that time was fairly new to most people, and it was certainly not mainstream. And we have since then stayed true to our model and to our mission, and we still believe that the ones solving the biggest problems, the real problems, are also the best investment bets.
Right, because we're now in 2022. This is our 10th program. The system has yielded a few unicorns. Surely the thesis is proven now, right?
Yeah, I would agree. And, partnering up with companies like Betterfly and Isuzu, that's every investor's dream. Yeah. And we're very proud of them and also all the other investments that we have made. And, we can say that the model is proven. We have been doing this now. This program is the 10th flagship program that we have done. And we see that, things are working. The model is solid, but we have also done some iteration and, innovated a bit over the years to optimize what we are doing to kind of build a future-proof model for Katapult.
That makes a lot of sense. It's a good segue to meet the rest of the investment team as well, right?
Okay, well, it was great speaking to Nina. I want to shift focus to the investment team and the insight that we've gathered from, speaking to a bunch of companies, looking at 1,902 companies, really being at the forefront of climate seed stage investing in 2022. Hey folks, I hope you're all well. Carl, what's the state of climate investments in 2022?
Yeah, obviously the industry is slowly understanding what Katapult has known since inception, that climate tech requires massive amounts of capital invested into real assets in order to make an urgent and substantial difference in the climate crisis. But in particular, investors are really now looking more stringently for real and direct climate impact cases rather than accepting loose and indirect impact cases. So we've really seen this year a strong demand to invest in innovative software and hardware and even deep tech startups in this space.
Yeah, that's a shift. Bits and atoms. Diogo, how does this inform our investment strategy?
We looked at many different companies, many different technologies and solutions, and we decided to balance out our portfolio construction in a way that we invest in companies that are already making a dent in carbon emissions today, and the ones who have a massive impact potential that can really help humanity to fight this massive challenge.
Massive challenge. I think that's fair. Sara, you're at the forefront of this. You see more startups than anyone else in Katapult. You're managing deal flow and looking at everyone. Can you give us a picture on how is this from the startup side of things?
Jorn, as you know, that this time of the year, and of course, in general, this has been a very interesting year for fundraising. Interestingly, what we realized from our deal flow in this batch is that climate tech hasn't been hit as hard. And that is reassuring for us because it means that climate change is real and climate tech is urgently needed. Nevertheless, of course, because of the economic scenario, we definitely saw more number of companies with very strong foundations coming at a right valuation so that it gives us a good entry price. So it made our screening process more strict, but I'm very excited to say, because our screening process was more strict this time around, it gave us an opportunity to invest in even strict or even better companies. So I'm very excited to see the audience in the room to get excited by seeing in these companies in just a few seconds.
I agree. I think it's time now to get to the main part of this whole show, to see companies pitching. So you get to enjoy it. Lean back and enjoy the 13 companies that we have here presenting for you. Okay, let's kick it off. AI-powered batteries with a groundbreaking longevity. Sounds like an innovative solution. Let's meet Alejandra and BioEsol. Let's travel down to Mexico to find out.
Hello, I'm Alejandra, co-founder and CMO of BioEsol. Here is a question. What are the two biggest challenges the world is facing right now? I'll give you a hint. Energy and climate. Not only that, but governments, regulators, in the United Nations, they all demanded we transition to sustainable energy. But very few are working on actual solutions. This is where BioEsol comes in. We have the technology that is desperately needed in the market right now. And we believe that one of the biggest growth opportunities in history lies in the storage and management of energy. And guess what? There is our solution. A unique battery with a world-first energy intelligence software powered by AI that not only increases renewable energy use, but also provides continuous power for critical applications. It's truly amazing, and I love to tell you why. First, the lifetime of our battery is 27 years. Second, our batteries function without any interruption, nor even microseconds. Imagine what microseconds can mean for a hospital where dependable electricity is a matter of life and death. And last, we supply electricity as direct current at 148 volts, 3 times higher than our closest competitor. If this doesn't get you excited, let me tell you what will. The Arena estimates that the world needs 150 gigawatts of battery storage, and today we only have 11% installed. We're talking about a global market value of $200 billion, with a compound annual growth rate of 30%. The whole world will be needing energy storage capacity, and BioEsol is strategically positioned to dominate the industry because of our outperforming features. Like industry giants before us, we are leveraging a unique business model that covers gaps other players don't meet. We are focused on small and medium businesses where we find an underserved market with enormous energy-related problems. From there, we will attack adjacent markets and vertically integrate to become the world leader in battery storage solutions. We started operations in May 2021. So far, we have signed up 55 clients with an annual run rate of $1.5 million and a pipeline of $32 million. And ever since the first year, we have been profitable. Our sales projection shows exponential growth. We are planning to grow 3-2x in 2023. And haven't reached the 150 million milestone by late 2026. To make this happen, we have gathered a world-class team of former executives, company builders, and energy industry experts to build the world-leading battery storage company. So, if you are looking for a great growth story, with an even better impact footprint, you should look no further. We are currently raising 5 million out of 25 million pre-money in the first quarter of 2023. We have already formed a strong syndicate with important VCs. Be one of them and let's impact together.
Rock-based carbon capture has the ability to give us the upper hand in fighting climate change. Let's meet Felix from Inplanet to break it down for us.
Hi, I'm Felix. I'm CEO and co-founder of Inplanet. We will be the first company sequestering more than 1 million tons of CO2 every year worldwide. And if you see this pitch until the end, you will think about this rock completely different. I have my background in business and technology. I founded 2 companies already, and I grew up on a winery in the south of Germany, where I get my passion for sustainable agriculture, but also for good and healthy food. We all know that climate change is happening, and in addition to all the reductions we have to achieve in the different sectors, we have to remove CO2 from the atmosphere back to the ground. Until 2050, we have to remove every year 10 gigatons of CO2 from the atmosphere. Compared to what we have today, this is an increase of 50,000%. We have a solution for that, and it's called enhanced weathering. When it's raining, water and CO2 come into contact with each other, and a weak acid is produced, a carbonic acid. This is almost the same like a sparkling water maker at home, only in a much lower concentration. When this weak carbonic acid now comes into contact with our stone, a slow chemical reaction begins. Essentially, the minerals in the stone dissolve, and as a result of this reaction, the CO2 is fixed for more than 1,000 years, so it can no longer escape. And that's great. We at Inplanet, we're grinding those rocks and providing the rock powder to farmers in the tropics, at the moment especially in Brazil. Because studies have shown that using those rock powders in the tropics can replace chemicals and fertilizers up to 50%. So this is leading the farmer to a more sustainable way of agriculture. But at the same time, he's reducing his costs for chemicals by up to 25%. We at Inplanet, we're building a unique software platform which is connecting local farmers and local mines. At the same time, we're also developing a verification technology that we at the end exactly can say how much carbon is sequestered by each of our farmers. To make this, we have a great team. My co-founder Niklas has lived for many years now in Brazil, worked for different companies, and has built up a network of farmers and mines already. Also, our science team has worked on the topic of enhanced weathering and soil science for more than 20 years together. We closed our pre-seed round this year and onboarded a huge amount of farmers and also mines to our platform by spreading more than 5,000 tons of rock powder to tropical agriculture already. Now we're picking up conversations for our seed round, which is going to happen early next year. So if you're interested in sequestering carbon in megaton, but also in gigaton scale, with this simple technology, which is called rocks, let me know. I'm really happy to chat with you at our roundtable. Thank you.
Now let's meet the team tackling the world's fastest growing waste stream, electronics waste. Here's Jack and JIVA Materials.
Hi, my name is Jack Herring and I'm the co-founder and chief product officer of JIVA. It was in 2017 during my studies when I was first tasked with tackling electronic waste through design. As the fastest growing waste stream in the world, it was clear that something had to change. The world produces 57 million tons of e-waste every year. Printed circuit boards, or PCBs, are used in all electronic products, meaning they contribute significantly to e-waste. At least 8 billion pounds of critical minerals from PCBs is sent to landfill every year. The PCBs that are processed at end of life are typically incinerated, which is a very energy intensive process. JIVA wants to make all PCBs recyclable. We do this with Soliboard, the world's first fully recyclable PCB laminate. It contains natural fibres and can be dissolved in hot water to more cleanly recover electronic components and critical minerals. The precious metals can be recycled, and the natural fibres will biodegrade in 75 days. JIVA's technology enables increased precious metal recovery rates through a process more energy efficient than incineration. Our patented technology is also compatible with industry standard fabrication. Together with our recycling process, Soliboard will future-proof customers against regulations such as the WEEE directive. Environmental benefits include a toxicity reduction and a carbon footprint decrease of 60%. My co-founder, Dr. Jonathan Swanston, is an entrepreneur with over 35 years of techno-commercial experience in the chemical and polymer industries. We have assembled a team rich in understanding of the PCB industry, with more than 60 years of electronics manufacturing knowledge at our disposal. We also bring expertise in polymer science, materials development, business management and fundraising. With our first mover advantage, JIVA will become the market-leading supplier of recyclable PCB laminates. We will do this by being specified on the bill of materials by electronics brands, making Soliboard an integral part of their products. We will secure 10 repeat customers in 2023, upscaling to being specified by 50 users in 2025. JIVA is looking to raise £1 million for our product launch today, followed by a further £2.5 million to support our scale-up over the next 2 years. With this, JIVA will increase production of Soliboard and develop our portfolio of alternative PCB laminates. The problem of e-waste is not going away, but with your support, we can tackle it together. Please come and meet myself and Jonathan at our table afterwards. Thank you for your time.
State-of-the-art European Space Agency awarded geospatial monitoring. This is VIDA. Let's go to Germany and meet Tobias.
Hi, I'm Tobias, one of the co-founders of VIDA. I've been working in emerging economies for 15 years in over 25 countries, contributing to more than $1 billion of investments. And then I realized that neither I nor our clients really knew where and how this money created an impact. And this is not just a problem in developing countries. We work with a bank that has financed solar plants from Japan to Mexico, and they now want to sell green bonds, but with no idea where the plants are and how much CO2 they save. This is a huge problem for hundreds of thousands of corporates and banks and investors that need to monitor distributed businesses much more closely to become sustainable. I'm talking about millions of farms, sales locations, and assets. Today, this is done mostly in Excel. But how do you monitor millions of data points in Excel without going crazy? VIDA is the easy-to-use software to monitor your distributed operations for sustainability. Going deeper into supply and value chains. Think of it as Google Maps plus Excel, and then add satellite imagery, your own company data, and great visualizations. Simply log on to VIDA, see all your sites, click on any one of them, and see what is happening where. VIDA is already up and running with more than 100,000 sites on our platform. We have customers such as the World Bank, Total, Rio Tinto, the International Finance Corporation, Germany's KfW Bank, and more. They use VIDA to track CO2 emissions, the impact of their investments, large-scale renewables projects, electrification, investment in healthcare and education, sales of solar products, urban planning interventions, and more. The result has been much more targeted and faster investments into sustainability, more operational efficiency for our clients, and credible impact reporting, often for the first time. In 2022, we'll have around $1 million in revenue. In the next 5 years, we aim to increase that to 100 million annual recurring revenues from large corporates, banks, and investors. And these are customer groups we already work with today. And we have the team to deliver on this growth. We have highly experienced and very passionate business developers and software engineers with a presence in Europe and in Africa. And next to me are my two co-founders, Philip and Navin. Philip has a background in map-based software development, in data engineering and machine learning. Navin has many years of experience in developing software products, customer success, and business development. And we're now raising money to become the go-to standard software for monitoring distributed assets for sustainability, to convert our existing large pipeline and to create significant investor returns. Reach out to us if you want to discuss.
Now, let's go to Finland and meet Alvar Pet. This pet tech company is on a mission to reduce your carbon paw print. I think we should meet Ilari and find out how.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Ilari. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Alvar Pet. My background is in EQT, where I was building the biggest pet specialty retail chain in the Nordics that was later IPO'd with 1 billion euros in value. Despite the success, I did not feel that the industry is prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. Hence, we founded Alvar Pet. We believe we are reaching an inflection point, and the main driver behind the change are the massive and growing greenhouse gas emissions. New pet parents are not satisfied how the industry is serving them today. Why this is important? Young pet parents are becoming the biggest pet owner segment. They want the best for their family members, and they are doing sustainable consumption choices in all parts in their lives. Issue is they haven't had a good alternative to do it with their dog. In Europe, this segment spends 20 billion euros in their pets, and the spend is value-driven and resilient to economic downturns. We have built a solution to address these needs and tackle the increasing environmental burden. We provide sustainable and tailored nutrition and products to the needs of your dog. Our products are over 80% lower in CO2 emissions. Our main sources of environmental savings are ingredient choices and recyclable materials. Our pet tech platform serves customers in a personalized manner. We leverage the largest pet database in Europe to generate tailored meal plans for your dog. Almost 90% of users find a solution to the health issues via Alvar's sustainable meal plan. We have proven product market fit by rapidly scaling to over 2 million euros in ARR, entered 3 countries, and having industry-leading unit economics. Our main focus for the next 4 years is to continue international rollout and to become the pan-European market leader in our segment. In terms of sales, this means hitting 100 million by 2026, and we expect 2 to 3 funding rounds to complete the plan. In the immediate future, we look to close a round of 5 million euros. The team who will deliver on this vision is 40 members strong, diverse, and unique talent from tech and pet sector. Previously, the team has jointly scaled 5 startups, 3 of which reached valuations north of 1 billion euros. Thank you for your attention. If you also believe owning a dog should not be a choice against the environment, you should come and join me at our table afterwards.
Let's go down under and meet the team that is eliminating landfills by converting residual waste into electricity and hydrogen. Now, here is Greg and Wildfire Energy.
Hi, my name is Greg Perkins, the co-founder and CEO of Wildfire Energy. At Wildfire, our vision is to eliminate landfill and convert residual waste into renewable energy and hydrogen, and also to produce clean aggregates for recycling. The founders of Wildfire came together in 2016 after careers in the oil and gas and power generation industries. Our motivation is to use waste to make renewable energy products and to reduce methane emissions from landfills. And did you know that waste management accounts for up to 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions, so it's a major problem for us to tackle. Our solution to this problem is called MIG, which stands for Moving Injection Horizontal Gasification. It's a new process invented by Wildfire. MIG converts residual waste at high temperatures into hydrogen that is suitable for fuel cell vehicles. And by avoiding methane emissions from landfills, the hydrogen has a net negative carbon footprint. The MIG technology uses a modular design, and it can process all types of waste, domestic, commercial, and industrial. Our solution is differentiated from others by being cost-effective at small scale, enabling plants to be integrated with recycling facilities, landfill sites, and waste management plants where the wastes are being generated. We've proven our technology in our pilot plant, which is located here in Brisbane, Australia. We've also won a number of major awards, including the Hitachi Global Innovation Challenge for the Circular Economy, and we've also completed 7 paid customer pilots. Right now we're contracted by Hitachi Limited to process food waste to support the feasibility of a first project in Japan in 2024. The total addressable market for our meat technology is around $500 billion, which represents 10,000 projects. And we will earn license fees and supply proprietary equipment in every project. Our founding team are all engineers with decades of experience in the energy industry. As the CEO, I'm focused on the business strategy, customer sales and investor relations. Dennis Doucette is our CTO and he's focused on the commercialization of our meat technology, while Grant Bollard is our General Manager of Engineering and focused on the process design. In 2023, we will demonstrate the use of hydrogen produced in our pilot plant to power a fuel cell vehicle together with BP and Hyundai. And in 2024, we expect several plants to be built by our customers, earning us millions of dollars in revenues. We're currently completing our seed round of 3.5 million Australian dollars with investors from Singapore, Norway and Australia. And if you're quick, you might be able to secure some of the shares that are not yet committed. We are planning a Series A round in 2023. So please join with us and let's turn our residual waste into renewable energy products. Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed the presentation so far. I'm joined here by Katapult Group CEO Linn-Cecilie. I wonder what you think so far.
I'm deeply impressed by the pitches today. Getting to know these companies over the last few months is to me one of the highlights of working Katapult. And these teams, they show a real commitment to impact. All the companies pitching today represent both an amazing opportunity and also reflect our duty in creating a healthy planet. Looking forward, we are very excited about what's in store. Last year, we were scaling into Africa, and we will next year host our second Africa Investor Day. We will also continue a journey of sustainable growth through keep building our ocean and climate funds. So if you want to learn more about Katapult, feel free to reach out to me directly or to anyone in our investment team. I'd like to thank all of you who are joining us on this journey from startups to investors. And I hope that you today are as inspired as me by the idea that now more than ever, we need real solutions to real problems.
Over to Mario from Austria to learn how GLEAM is challenging urban mobility with their cargo e-bikes. Let's travel to Austria and find out how.
Cities are getting crowded and traffic is getting worse. Because urbanization is increasing rapidly worldwide, we need alternatives to fossil fuel vehicles with less pollution. And therefore cities start to restrict the existing fleets. But just to electrify cars is not enough. My name is Mario and I'm the founder and CEO of GLEAM Bikes. Since 3 generations, my family is building and repairing all kinds of vehicles. And I want my 2 kids to experience the freedom of individual mobility as well. But today's mobility needs to change in order to tackle global warming. And our customers share the same passion for bikes as we do. They ride bikes in their everyday life. They own small businesses and use our bikes for their daily jobs, like deliveries, customer appointments where tools are needed, and so on. They love our high-quality bike and its premium components that we source within Europe. They especially love the flexibility of the GLEAM bikes, provided by the easy change of the superstructures and the dynamic driving experience. To get to their urban customers faster, our customers need vehicles that are able to drive on all roads, and therefore our core technology gives them a safe driving experience. If cobblestone roads or off-road, the GLEAM always delivers. We want to shape urban traffic and offer customers an alternative to cars, which they love to drive because they know they are faster, travel with more convenience, and arrive with lower cost and 0 emission at their destination. We're only able to do this because our strong and passionate team of 20 people with diverse backgrounds and a lot of experience from the bike and motorcycle industry. And within only 2 years of operations, we have sold over 300 bikes, made more than 2 million in revenue, and prevented already 2 megatons of CO2 emission in urban traffic. Now we are ready to scale from our own production facility in Vienna. Our advisors support our team with their 60 years of scaling experience. And scaling means to capture market shares in a multi-billion global market. Together with your investment, GLEAM will become the market leader with 150 million in revenue in phase 1. And to capture that market value together, you have now the opportunity to participate early in our 3 million Seed Plus round or later in 2023 in the Series A. That's how we will scale to become the #1 brand for professional micromobility. Our bikes replace cars and vans on a daily basis for up to 8 hours a day and therefore reduce 10 tons of CO2 per year in daily operations. That means by 2030, we will have reduced up to a gigaton of CO2 with a vehicle fleet of 50,000 bikes. Drive with us towards the future of greener cities and escape the limits of daily traffic. I'm looking forward to talk to you about this huge opportunity.
Let's go to Estonia and figure out why water-soluble, edible and plant-based packaging is a really big deal. Hello, March.
Hi, I'm Mart, the CEO and co-founder of Decomer Technology. Consumers today want more and more convenience, which is good as it makes people's lives easier. But on the other hand, we all know that convenient packaging causes huge environmental and health issues, from climate change to waste and microplastics. Therefore, the world urgently needs new packaging solutions. To help combat the devastating effect that single-use food packaging is creating for the environment, we have developed novel water-soluble and edible packaging materials. Here is a small piece of it, which I'm going to eat now. Now, there are already some water-soluble materials out there, but they're mostly based on petroleum, animal-based ingredients, or unscalable plant-based feedstock, which makes them unsustainable or expensive to produce. On the other hand, we use a plant-based blend of mostly polysaccharides that are used in the food industry, are cheap and readily available. All of our materials are completely plant-based and edible, and therefore they also degrade just like food does. Our standard materials are transparent and tasteless, but we can make them functional and add colors and flavors, and we focus on fast water-soluble materials. Our vision is to be leaders in sustainable water-soluble packaging. Some of the world's largest food and consumer goods producers have seen this value, and they are interested in purchasing our material in rolls or buying private label products. In fact, they have been the ones reaching out to us as they feel the increasing regulatory pressure and consumer preference towards sustainability. We have pilots going on for very different novel product categories, and our primary focus is now on the food industry. Regarding IP, we have filed a patent. We have a holistic IP strategy, and our patent attorney has managed the patent portfolios of corporations such as DuPont. We are a USC corporation, registered in San Francisco, but currently our activities are mostly based in Estonia, which is also where we have set up our food-grade production facilities. I'm a material scientist, specialized in biopolymer materials, and my co-founder Kelly has a background in business administration and technology management. The two of us have also been chosen to the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. We're also working closely with several universities and research centers. So far, we have received $350,000 of investment plus governmental grants, which have enabled us to carry out R&D, protect our IP, set up our production facilities, and carry out development with huge global partners. We're currently raising $500,000 of our $1 million safe round to finish the pilots and really unlock our potential through starting with large-scale sales to corporate partners. We're about to close the round, so if you want to join our journey, then now is the time to discuss further. And we're always open to introductions to potential clients, especially in the food industry. Thank you.
Up next, we'll stay in Oslo to learn how micromobility is a game changer for urban families. Here's Karianne from We telling you how you can ditch your car.
Hi there, my name is Karianne and I am the founder of We. I am a designer, a serial entrepreneur and a bicycle urbanist. I am also the mother of 3. In 2014, we got our first cargo bike and I was sold. The experience of using this vehicle in everyday life has completely transformed my view of urban transportation, enabling a lifestyle that turned out to be convenient and really pleasant. This revelation made me start merging my work as a UX and service designer with sustainable mobility and urbanism. Because there is no nice way to put this, but urban transportation is broken. Cars do not scale, and they are killing us and destroying our cities. Becoming a parent is the tipping point into a car-based lifestyle. And micromobility is great, but most solutions move one person only. So, how can we provide parents, the people who actually needs to bring kids and stuff, freedom from the car? Our solution is We, the car alternative for urban families. We are taking a systemic and user-centric approach to alternative mobility by offering a subscription service built around the next generation compact cargo bike. It is a custom bike for 3 with everything you need at a fixed monthly price. So far, we have proved our market fit, our unit economic is great, and we see very little churn. Our customers love us. We want to change the paradigm of urban transportation by redefining the bike, lowering barriers so more people can choose this, the most efficient mode of transportation. Our solution saves them time, it saves them money, and it really offers freedom. It is actually the ultimate life hack at a period of time where you have your biggest obligations, and the kids really like it. Our service creates a change in behavior, and by turning car rides into bike rides, we reduce emissions and show people a different path. A staggering 96% of our users view the WeBike as their main mode of transportation. We have built a cross-functional team, a diverse team with great culture, and we are attracting industry experts and wanting to merge world-class industrial design and user focus with strategic and operational expertise. In 2023, we are looking to raise 5 million euros to expand internationally. We are looking for strategic investors who can accelerate our effort to transform cities for the better. There is a lot of real impact and money to be made by taking women seriously. Thank you.
Now, here's a lesson in why renewable energy wins and why it particularly works in developing markets. Let's go to Singapore, meet Rashir from Distributed Energy.
Hi, my name is Rashir and I'm one of the co-founders at Distributed Energy. In 2019, my co-founder Matthew and I, while exiting our previous companies, got a deal to invest in a solar rooftop plant in India. We looked at the numbers and they made sense. We wondered why more SMEs don't install solar on their rooftop. In India alone, the government set a rooftop solar target of 40 gigawatts by 2022. They are unlikely to reach even a quarter of that target. After talking to over 1,000 small and medium businesses, we learned that renewable energy has an equity problem. Only the wealthy enjoy the benefits of renewables. We set out to help transition SMEs in underserved markets to solar. How? We offer a complete service bundle to enable these businesses in these markets. We educate them about solar in their language. We raise climate-aligned capital through our platforms, renewables.org in the US and DE.energy. We execute the project end-to-end. We oversee asset management of these assets so that SMEs actually realize the savings from installing renewable energy. We have invested in technology to enable replicability and scale. This includes the fundraising platforms that I just mentioned, a live solar pricing engine to make instant offers, and an asset performance platform to monitor our distributed solar plants. We already have more than 5 megawatts of plants under management in 4 countries. We have signed contracts of over 30 megawatts. Our work also involves helping retail and high net worth investors get access to a new asset class that is hard to invest in, emerging market solar. This new asset class is uncorrelated with the stock market and provides fixed income returns. As the price of solar energy drops compared to fossil fuels, the long-term return profile makes it a natural part of any fully diversified portfolio. Yet, few investment products exist in the market. And here's the best part. about $800 invested with us can offset an average American's carbon footprint for the year. We believe we can build a portfolio of over 30 gigawatts by 2030. This is possible because our founding team has experience building world-class businesses. Matthew's last business, Agrigo, used to manage over $1 billion in energy assets. He sold that to a KKR owned fund. I used to own a 200-people digital agency that I sold to an advertising giant. Raymond co-founded Kiva, which mobilized over $1.5 billion in microfinance. Sudhakar, our CFO, has built multiple businesses as part of his family offices. Today, we're looking for investors who would be interested in participating in our Series A next year, or an uncapped 20% discount safe note today. If you'd like to know more, please visit us at our table in AirMeet. There should also be a QR code on the screen for an introduction presentation. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to having you on our journey to make renewable energy accessible for everyone.
Fully modular, circular food production systems? Yes, please. Let's run over to our neighbors in Sweden. Meet Thomas from Johannas.
Hi, I'm Thomas Bjelkeman, CEO and one of the co-founders at Johannas. We at Johannas believe the future of food production is circular, and it's a €1 trillion opportunity. Food production, the way we do it today, has massive problems. We essentially believe that the global food production system is broken. All around the world, we're creating poor supply chains that are not sustainable, and we're throwing away 1/3 of our food. Food production contributes 1/3 of climate change emissions and a majority of the water consumption. What if we could grow food in closed circular systems? We create living food factories that can provide the world with circular, healthy, tasty, and locally produced sustainable food. Our pesticide and pollution-free closed ecosystems use natural processes involving fish, bacteria cultures, vegetables, and insects. From that we get great food whilst dramatically reducing food waste and water use. Combined with our data-driven automation and short value chains, this gives us excellent profitability without harming the planet. We started growing our pilot facility in August 2020 and wow, did we succeed? It even surprised us. Top chefs in Sweden said that these are some of the best vegetables they can get hold of. And companies like IKEA and Compass Group want our products for their restaurant chains. We also have a distribution letter of intent with Axel Johnson Group in Sweden. The market opportunity as a whole is at least €1 trillion, including leafy greens, fish feed, berries and food waste management, with a total addressable market for leafy greens of 21 billion in 2028. How do we address this market opportunity? We call it Johannas in a box, which is a blueprint for large-scale circular food production facilities near cities. And we plan to build a network of turnkey living food factories around the world. We have a fantastic, passionate and very experienced team in Stockholm, Sweden, with great supporters. Our big ambition is to become one of the world's largest companies for truly sustainable food production. To do this, we're raising hundreds of millions of euros over 6 years, and investor that joins us at this stage will come in at a very favorable valuation, will be able to help us develop the board, expand the management team, and build Johannas into a world-class food company. Comparable companies like Aerofarm and Plenty has grown from a startup to unicorn within a few years. We're now looking for the right investors to join us at this early stage and are currently raising 3.5 million euros for our automation proof of concept with 20% already committed by new and existing investors. The proof of concept will be operational by Q3 next year. The first full-scale factory of many will be operational Q4 2024. Thank you for listening, and I'd love to tell you more in our breakout room.
To build a better world, we need better materials. Now, this is where Jonathan and Materials Nexus come in. With AI-powered materials discovery, let's ring a bell for the final company and see.
Imagine a world of green cities powered by green energy. But there's a problem with this vision, in that the materials required to create it are running out. Materials which go into wind turbines and electric vehicles, materials which are required to create green hydrogen, and materials such as copper, which transport all of these electrons around. Just taking the first example, that of magnetic materials, the demand is set to increase by 3 times over the next 20 years as we require more wind turbines and electric vehicles. What Materials Nexus does is use artificial intelligence and quantum technologies in order to find alternative replacements to expensive, rare materials. We can then file intellectual property against these and then license them to the manufacturing industries, as the drug discovery industry has been doing over the last 20 years. We've already made significant advances in our platform, and the team is a world-class team which contains experience from sales through Nick Sturck, who has sold over £10 million of products over his career. John Pillow has 46 patents to his name. Robert Forrest is an award-winning programmer. And myself, I have 10 years experience in top-tier academic universities and 5 years experience in modern, high-class, fast-growth startups. In terms of our competitive advantage, there's really 3 things that sets us apart. The first is the cost of computational resources, which we estimate are about 20 times less using our services over competitors. The second is that we're an intellectual property business, which means ultimately our objective is not to sell software, but to develop materials using our software. And then the third thing is that we've managed to achieve about 1,000 times speed up associated with the algorithms which we use, which perform the calculations and the searching for new materials. We've already worked with some of the biggest names in the UK, in the FTSE 350 and more widely around the world. Our business model is an IP business model, which means that we use our technology to invent the materials. We then file intellectual property against these. We then license these to customers. And this is key because it means that we can own the customer relationship and capture most of the economic reward from the patents that we create. We expect growth over the next 5 years to be significant, as there is a huge amount of pressure associated with rare earth materials coming from the Far East, and alternatives need to be found in order to keep the momentum up associated with the sustainability transition. We've already been backed by some of the biggest investors, including Rocky Mountain Institute, Google, and others. In terms of our funding, we're looking to raise about £1.5 million. This enables us to work with a significant amount more customers in order to satisfy the demand that we currently have, and enable us to file patents against the technologies which are coming out of our intellectual property and patents. Something like 50% of all CO2 emissions comes from the materials which we use on a day-to-day basis, such as concrete, steel, glass. It is our vision that everyone is going to be using net zero materials, all enabled by Materials Nexus. Thank you very much for listening.
Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much to the 13 companies pitching. But actually now is when we get to the most exciting part. This is when we get to meet the teams on Air Meet, so you get to speak to them in person, right? So I suggest you dive in with me.